Hello, and Pockets here, back with another Magic the Gathering pack opening video. Continuing to go back and look at sets that I didn't get to open when they were released. This one goes all the way back to 2015. I don't even know. I know a few of the cards in here, but I don't really know what to expect because that was some time ago. Before we get into that, just a little bit of housekeeping, let everybody know. I am working on pulling off the Magic pack opening, etc., onto its own channel. So that'll be happening here in the next few weeks. Stay tuned here for more details as that progresses. And redoing videos for video games on this channel as it was originally intended. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get into the opening of Battle for Zendikar 2015. I know Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger's in here, which would be cool to see, and Expeditions, but you know, booster packs are what they are, so let's see what we get. Pack number 1. That opened really nicely. All right. So let's see, this one may take a few minutes because again, lots of stuff I'm not familiar with. Culling Drone, 1 in a black for 2/2 Eldrazi Drone. Devoid, so it has no color. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of his library. Okay. Commons. Seek the Wilds, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. 2 mana, that's not bad. Need to start digging for stuff. Coral Helm Guide, another 1 in a blue for 2/1 Merfolk Scout Ally. Right. Zendikar allies, correct. I remember. I did play a lot during the original Zendikar, Scars of Mirrodin, Rise of the Eldrazi stuff. For 4 in a blue, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Interesting. It's target creature, not target allies, so that's nice. Sure Strike, standard, right? 1 in a red, target creature gets +3/+0 on first strike till end of turn. The draw card, that could go into my Urbrath deck. Natural Connection, 2 in a green, search your library for a basic land card, put it in the battlefield, tap, shuffle your library. Yep. Ramping spells, typical green stuff. Let's get through these commons quick here. Unnatural Aggression, 2 in a green for a Devoid instant. Target creature fights target creature opponent controls, and if it dies, exile it instead. Okay, so like a fight that exiles. That's kind of cool, actually. 3 mana is a little steep, but with the exile clause, that makes it a little better. Geyserfield Stalker, 4 in a black for an elemental creature, 3/2 with menace. Landfall, yeah, recurring mechanic there. Whenever land is battlefield under control, Stalker gets +2/+2 turn. Cloud Manta, 3 in a blue for a 3/2 flyer. Pretty typical. That's a good limited card. You play that in limited back in the day. Sandstone Bridge, a land. Enters battlefield tapped. Target creature when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 in vigilance on a turn, taps for a white. First uncommon, Grove Rumbler. 2 red and a green for 3/3 with trample and landfall. Gets +2/+2 on a turn. Cool. I used to have a really sweet landfall deck back in the original Zendikar, like Lotus Cobras and stuff. Occam Stonewaker, 1 in a red for a 2/1 landfall. Whenever land is battlefield under control, you may pay 3. If you do, put a 3/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste on the battlefield. Exile the token at the end of the next end step. Okay, yeah, cool. 3/1 elementals with haste and sacrifice. This one has trample, which is nice. Malakir Familiar with a bat. 2 in a black for a 2/1 flying Death Touch. Death Touch is always nice. Flying's good. Whenever you gain life, gets +1/+1 till end of turn. So vampire theme, sure. Zendikar vampires. Prism Array. Ooh, 5 colors. 4 in a blue for an enchantment. What's Converge? Prism arranges the battlefield with a crystal counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Okay, so for each blue plus whatever you spend in the 4, it gets a counter on it. Remove a crystal counter from it to tap target creature. And then for Wooburg, scry 3. Interesting. First rare. Here's our foil, our pack foil, uncommon. 4 mana, draw 2 cards with Awaken. 5 in a blue. If you cast a spell for 6, also put 4/+1/+1 counters on target land you control and becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste. Oh, cool. Still a land. Interesting. Oh, full art islands, always nice to have. And our token. There's the elemental we were talking about. Thing on the back. Okay. So there's our first rare, Prism Array. Let's see what we get in pack number 2. This peeled open. These packs open nice. I wish the newer packs were this easy. Oops. Oh, and then he says that as he fumbles it. That's fine. That's fine. I can fumble. I'm allowed. Callister Nightwatch. 4 and a black for a 4/5 vampire warrior ally. Whenever you gain life, it gains flying till end of turn. Well of Growth. 1 and a green. For target creature gets +2/+2 on end of turn. You may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. Oh, cool. So like a slightly small, like giant growth, but not quite because it's only +2/+2, but you play land. So like almost an explorer, almost a giant growth. That's cool. Stonehaven Medic. 1 and a white for a core cleric. 1/3. 1 tap, gain 1 life. Yeah, life gain deck. Probably pretty good and limited back in those, 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago now. Volcanic Upheaval, destroy target land. Those are always fun. 3 in a red, especially in limited, that can be devastating. Taking out someone's like only black source or something. Yeah. Ruin Processor. There's our first Eldrazi. 7 mana for a 7/8 Eldrazi Processor. I don't know what processors are, but that's cool. When you cast Ruin Processor, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard, and if you do, gain 5 life. That's, I think the theme with this was the Eldrazi affecting the exile zone, right? That's cool. The Eldrazi were always cool. Ulamog. Ulamog I'd like to get, obviously. If I see one of those, that'll make it all worth it. Skyline Cascade enters tapped. When it enters the battlefield, target creature and opponent control doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Yep, and taps for blue. So utility lands, these are cool. Especially in limited, they can be a lot of fun. Another Eldrazi, a green one. Well, not really green because it has Devoid, but 3 and green for a 1/1 Eldrazi drone with Devoid. When Eyeless Watcher enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 Eldrazi Scion creature tokens onto the battlefield. They have sacrificed this creature at 1 mana of 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. So it's like the Zendikar had the other drones, the 0/1s. So these are slightly better because they're 1/1s. Cool though. I like having mana dorks that you can sacrifice. In a lot of cases. Rush of Ice for a blue. Tap target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Obviously before they added the stun counters. And then Awaken. So Awaken 3. So for 5 mana, 4 and a blue, it turns a land into a 3/3 elemental. Cool. Another Eldrazi. This whole pack is Eldrazi. Silent Skimmer. 3 and a black for a 0/4 with Devoid. Eldrazi drone with flying. Whenever it attacks, defending player loses 2 life. It's a 0/4, so it doesn't do combat damage. But even if they block it, they take 2. That's pretty good. I bet you that was all right in limited. It's basically a 2/4 flyer that's unblockable, sort of. Uncommon Grove Tender Druids. 2 green and a white for a 3/3 elf druid ally. I imagine a lot of the non-Eldrazi are allies in this set, right? Whenever Grove Tender Druid or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1 colorless, or 1 of any color. If you do, put a 1/1 green plant creature token onto the battlefield. Whenever... Okay, so for 1 more, you can get a 1/1 body, and for every other ally after. That's cool. For playing allies, you get your little plants. Things you can do with those. Horribly Awry. I like the title of that, and the picture works really well. He's not having fun. Sand or something. 1 and a blue for an instant that's devoid, so colorless instant. Counter target creature spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. If that spell is countered, exile it instead of putting it in your own graveyard. Oh, that's cool. It's like a counter spell. 2 mana for like an Essence Scatter. 4 or less. Good early game counter. Pilgrim's Eye. Yes, I've seen this before. 3 mana for a 1/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, search for basic land to put in your hand. Then shuffle. And it's also a Thopter. Cute. Here's our rare. Angelic Captain. 3 red and a white for a 4/3 angel ally with flying. Whenever Angelic Captain attacks, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each other attacking ally. Pretty good. If you're building an ally deck, that'd be alright. You have a common foil. Valakut Invoker. This is the 8 mana guys, yeah. So 3 and a red for a 2/3 human shaman. Tap 8, deals 3 damage to target creature or player. These invokers I'd never found a real good home for. You gotta spend a lot to do the ability, and they have lots of reduction effects. And Full Art Forest. Oh, and there's our elemental token. 5/5 elemental. Cool. All right. Whoops, I didn't take the rare out from that one. Let's put that here. All right, last pack. See how we're doing. All right, so far so good. I mean, pretty for older booster packs, right? One rare. This is before they split them off into set booster, draft booster. So these were all drafting packs mostly. Well, that's all right. Just fun to open stuff I haven't opened before. Oh, Narcana Assassin. I have the Revenant. It's really cool. Tuna Black for a 2/3 Vampire Assassin ally. Love the vampires in this with their like tattoos and stuff. Much more feral looking vampires than usually you see them. Whenever you gain life, Narcana Assassin gains death touch till end of turn. Cool. Orin Reef Invoker. This is another Invoker with the 8 mana ability. It's what it does. 1 and a green for a 2/2 Human Shaman. For 8, Orin Reef Invoker gets +5/+5 until and trample till end of turn. So it becomes a 7/7 trampler. But again, if you can reduce this down to even 4, it would probably be all right. Lots of ways to do that if you decide to go that route for sure. A dispel, yeah, 1 counter target instant spell. That's pretty good, yeah. Especially in limited. Mindraker Eldrazi, 3 and a black. So the Eldrazi were mostly what? Black and blue? I think there's some green ones. Yeah, black, blue, and green, right? And then red and white were mostly the allies, plus some green probably. Mindraker, 3 and a black for a 3/3 Eldrazi processor with Devoid. When Mindraker enters the battlefield, you may exile. Oh, you may put a card an opponent controls from exile into the graveyard. If you do, each opponent discards a card. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be the theme here is exiling things and then using that to fuel your other abilities. Felidar Cub, he's so cute. 2/1 for a 2/2 Cat Bee. Sacrifice Felidar Cub, destroy target enchantment. Yep. Cool. That's usable in some situations. Well, there's a red Eldrazi, so I guess I was wrong with my coloring too. They're just everywhere. Kozilek Sentinel, probably everywhere but white would be my guess then, if I had to guess. Kozilek, yes. 1 and a red for a 1/4 Eldrazi drone with Devoid. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, Kozilek Sentinel gets +1/+0 till end of turn. That's a pretty decent common, especially in limited when you're playing within the set and using lots of colorless spells, because Devoid makes them all colorless, right? The ones that are Devoid. Undo Champion. 2 red for a 4/3 Minotaur Warrior ally. Whenever under champion or other allies battlefield under control, creatures you control gain trample till end of turn. Sweet. Oh, poor Gideon. Poor Gideon. Gideon's Reproach. 1 and a white. Gideon's Reproach deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Pretty sure Gideon dies shortly after this, right? It was in... I don't remember when he died. What set that was. Vestige of Emrakul. Emrakul, however you want to say it. 3 and a red for a 3/4 Eldrazi drone with Devoid and Trample. Ghostly Sentinel. 4 and a white for 3/3 Core Spirit with Flying and Vigilance. Yep. 5 mana, Flying and Vigilance, sure. Uncommon. Stasis Snare. 1 a white and a white for an enchantment with Flash. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls until Stasis Snare leaves the battlefield. Yeah, so like pretty good O-ring. I mean, with Flash. And it's only 3 mana. It's actually not too bad if you're looking for that kind of effect. Rot Shambler. Fungus. I love fungus. Well, in Magic. Also eat mushrooms, so I guess I do like fungus. 1 and a green for a 1/1 fungus. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Rot Shambler. I'll show that to the boy. He has a deck for that sacrifices creatures. He might want something like this. Breaker of Armies. Another Eldrazi. 8 for a 10/8 Eldrazi. All creatures able to block Breaker of Armies do so. So this is pretty cool. You do your big swing and everybody has to block this. Like Prize Unicorn, Lure, that sort of thing. But a 10/8 can take a lot of heat. So that's pretty good. And for 8 mana. Here's our rare. Prairie Stream. Nice. I do have a couple of these, but you can always use these. It's a Plains and an Island, so it's fetchable with the Shock or the Pain lands. Prairie Stream enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. And then our land is a plain. So it goes here. That's our rare. And our emblem for Nixilus. The Planeswalker. Cool. All right, so that's the 3 packs of Battle for Zendikar. Pretty nice to go back and visit. Decent land. This captain kind of seems interesting. But there we go. Let me go, as always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Did I miss anything in here that's in like the uncommons, commons that might be worth taking a second look at? And other than that, as always, we'll see y'all next time. Take care of each other, and I'm out of here.